Bryce, what's up?
How are y'all?
Doing well. Hey, I know it's something we've kind of talked about a lot, but it seems like from the beginning of the first series when it seemed like trying to figure out who was going to be the guys that were going to solidify themselves in the batting order. Now it seems like there's just a lot of competition, and if you don't produce, there's the next level of the guys stepping up. I mean, we've kind of talked about it before, but is this the most competition that y'all have faced in the position players side? In that, there's definitely a guy who can step right in behind you.
Absolutely, and I think that speaks volumes to what our team has the potential to do is that we have such depth at multiple positions that if one guy isn't having a good weekend or having a good couple stretches of games, that we can throw somebody in there and it lets you hit the reset button. It lets you get back to your roots, go work in the cages with the coaches, feel good again, and then somebody behind you is going to pick you up because we know we have the talent all around this locker room and all around this team that somebody's going to get the job done, whether it be yourself or somebody else.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
Bryce, what do you feel like as a team you guys will need to do to be successful this weekend against New Mexico State?
I think this past weekend in Round Rock spoke volumes to what this team is trying to do. We played very good competition and we held our own and played very well. And just forging our identity as a whole is something that we've really been preaching, and Coach Childress has done a great job preaching. And every single year since I've been here, we've always played Incarnate Word tight. They're a scrappy team, and they had all their best arms last night. They've only played 3 games this year, and they don't play this weekend. So we faced their best arms, and that was a huge win for us. And this 10-game homestand is going to be really big because we have the potential to be 14-4 after this homestand, and we fully believe we can get there. And it's just sticking to what we know best, sticking to the plan, throwing the ball over the plate, dominating the routine, and getting flow in the offense.
Thank you.
Hey, Bryce, how's it going, bud?
Going great. How are you?
Good, man. Hey, safe to consider you the spark plug of this thing? I mean, you lead off, and it seems like you're always on. I know that's your job, but how much of a spark do you think you've given this team?
Honestly, it's just being able to play with the freedom to lead off the game that I know that the guys behind me will, if I don't get it done, they're going to get it done. So just not having any weight on your shoulders, just sticking to the plan that our coaches develop and hopefully get into something going. And if not, then we have the best 3-hole hitter in the country. Will Frizzell's on a whole different level than anybody I've ever seen in my life. And just knowing that you got Brett Minnick behind you, Will Frizzell, Austin Bosa swinging one of the hottest bats I've ever seen. And having the freedom to know that, okay, let me draw a walk. Let me get a base hit, not try to do too much because those guys are playing so well that they're gonna get us around the bases.
And building off of that, your first inning seems like you always get at least one, and obviously you went off against OU and scored a bunch. But how do you kind of get that later inning stuff going? I mean, it seems like you score in the first and then maybe a lull for 2, 3, 4, and then come back in the fifth. How do you kind of keep that first inning momentum going?
I think it's just sticking to the plan, and Coach Kai always preaches we need rhythm and flow in the offense, whether it be drawing a walk or laying down a drag bunt. I think that's a part of our game that we can implement more as a whole team. We have a lot of good runners in this lineup. We have guys that can lead the yard, and it's just getting traffic on the bases and continuously putting pressure inning by inning. And last night was a prime example of we barreled a ton of baseballs, and just how the game of baseball works, sometimes you hit it right at people, but just stacking together great at bats, and we did that in the later innings last night. We finally got rewarded with Ray Alejo coming in and knocking it down.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you as always.
Hey, man, I got one more for you. It seems like this year more than most, there's some pretty prime candidates for most interesting walk-up song. What are some that stand out to you that maybe makes you scratch your head or at least makes you chuckle?
Every time Will Frizzell walks in the box and Teach Me How to Dougie comes on, it brings me back to a 7th grade dance. I'm old in this locker room, so for a lot of those guys, they're probably in 4th or 5th grade when that song came out. But for me, it was just seeing all my friends thinking we had a rhythm when we had no rhythm, dancing to that song in the middle of the cafeteria and the middle school dances.
That's awesome. And is there any explanation to Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy or Chandler Joe's Walks?
Clumsy by Fergie is pretty funny. I remember we were practicing one day and it came on and everybody was just vibing to it and just dancing and having a good time. And Chandler was like, yep, that's it. And then Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. Y'all have known Taylor through the Bombers. He's a special character. That fits in perfectly. He calls himself Big Country, which I don't really know why, but it fits him. It fits his personality, but he actually changed it to a different song last night, but we'll see what he goes with from here on out.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
The Teach Me How to Dougie is classic, dude. Every time I crack up, I can't help it.
It's a good one. It fits for him too.
I feel like if you have that, you have to be on fire, and Will is certainly on fire. But I feel like if you have that walk-up song, you better pop.
Oh, if there's anybody in the country that can own that walk-up song, it's Will Frizzell. I mean, the guy, like I said, the guy's on a whole different level right now. He steps in the box and you know something loud's about to happen.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank y'all.